Okay, second attempt at commentary voiceover of one of my own races. So hopefully this one is better than the first. If you want to check out the first, we posted it like a couple weeks ago on the YouTube channel. So check it out. But anyway, this is my first race of Sunday morning on Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. It's race 5 at Sound of Thunder 1. Next Gen Superbike 3. I am on my Krämer gp2 890RR. Sound of Thunder 1 is the one of the classes up. The class my bike belongs in is Sound of Thunder 2. So Sound of Thunder 1 is faster bikes, and the class behind us is Next Gen Superbike 3, which is faster bikes also, but also heavier bikes because they're supposed to be older bikes. Sound of Thunder 1 can be modern bikes, like this fast guy going into turn 1 and popping wheelies on his Panigale, and also Clint Austin popping wheelies on his RC8C, and then Mark Heckles jumps into P3 on his RC51 from the Next Gen Superbike. So here goes Clint with his fancy orange boots on his fancy KTM with the wings on it. And so, goal here is to get around Clint, because I noticed Clint was a little off pace all weekend. Maybe he wasn't feeling good or wasn't feeling the track. Something was up, because he and I usually dice it up a little bit more. So, goal is to get around him. And the goal every weekend is to try to keep up with Steve Metz, the guy in the lead, on his $12.99 Panigale built by Boulder Motorsports. And so, I need to get around Clint in order to catch up with Mark, who is on his RC51. I see somebody's showing me a wheel there. And I go into turn 9, and lo and behold, Robertino, Champs Riding School, Moto 2. Give me a little wave there, because he was feeling guilty from the day before, if you watched the previous video, which I was cool with, but he apologized, and in a weird way, I kind of like that close racing. I don't know why. But anyway, so here I am looking to try to gain some room on these guys going into turn 1, because I seem to be good in turn 1 all weekend as far as late braking. And we pass Clint, and we catch up to Mark Heckles on his RC51. And I know from the previous day that Mark Heckles, World Superbike, British Superbike, he's not as good on his RC51 as he is on the Ducati Malona that he was riding and borrowing from Bob Robbins. So I get around him. So cool. Now it's like, all right, the previous day, Robertino did not really get away from me. Like he would in certain corners, and then I would, accordion effect, catch him in other corners. See him peek back there. He probably saw me. And so we're gonna watch Robertino for the next lap or two flow and paint the track. And I'm just pumped to be catching him, and I notice him not getting away. So he taught me something in this corner here, as early apex, kind of like double apex this corner, and I got close there, but like he gets out of the corner better, so I should probably run his line. So I didn't get out of 12 with the darn all weekend, as you can see there. Robertino took another peek back, but I'm gonna try to catch him in turn 1. It's probably my best opportunity to pass him is in turn 1 if I can get out of 12 with him. But you can see him there paint the track again, and it's cool to watch this guy ride, man. It seems like there's no straight lines. Like he'll enter a braking zone and like swoop into a braking zone. It's probably just kind of like a feel thing, maybe. I don't know. Like, see how he kind of flows? I probably need to start doing more of that. I don't think he's playing defense. Leg dangle, that's pretty cool. Maybe I should start leg dangling. So he looked back, maybe he missed a gear or something, and he knew that I was going to be close because he jacked up. I don't know. But anyway, I was pretty pumped to get around Robertino there, and now the goal is to like put my head down and run a tight line into 9, because that's where he passed me at a couple laps ago, which forced me to run wide in 10, which actually ended up probably being a good thing, even though I missed the apex there. But I know I got Robertino behind me, and I know I need to get out of this corner well in order to not let him pass me on the gas going into turn 1. If I don't see him going into turn 1, I feel pretty good about the braking zone. So yeah, so now I'm feeling like, all right, it's probably super close, but I'm pumped to still be in the lead. And yeah, just try to hit like ludicrous speed here, because that's how you get away from Moto 2 guys like Robertino. But when it slows down here, when I'm at a ludicrous speed, I know that Robertino is probably close. I never did peek over my shoulder, but I know he's probably close, and maybe just waiting to make a pass. And I knew he was good going, through 7, 8, and 9. That's where he passed me in the first lap. And so you couldn't see there, but I ran some different lines, like didn't run the same line going into 9, especially to try to mix it up. So now we're catching lappers. So the slower lappers are easier to pass. And so I'm thinking that if I catch a lapper at the right time, maybe Robertino will get caught behind one and create a gap, because I assume that he's on my ass the whole time. But I don't know. Spoiler alert, I ended up having about a 4-second gap at the end of the race. I don't know when that happened. I don't know if I just inched away slowly, or if he caught a lapper. Like, we know we have some more lappers coming up. I think maybe this guy I caught at a good time for me, and maybe not for him. That's tough to make a pass there in 9, 10 on a lapper. So maybe that's where I got the gap. Either way, I'm gonna say I gapped a Moto 2 guy, and so I'm gonna just say that and just go with that. However it happened, right? So anyway, let's see. So this is, I slowed that down because we have a white and a yellow flag out, because there's a guy on the front straight having a mechanical issue. So we get through that, back into ludicrous speed, more lappers, but faster lappers, so harder to pass lappers, and you hope you catch those guys at a good time. And I did. And again, that might have been, what created the gap to Robertino. I don't know, because I caught that guy entering turn 5, and so maybe he didn't pass that guy in turn 5. The previous video we posted, Robertino decided to not stuff a guy in turn 5, so maybe he wasn't feeling good in that corner. I don't know. But anyway, we're coming up on the checker. End up being my best laps of the weekend, which was a 28.3, which I was pretty pumped about. And here we go, checker flag, I think. Yup. And I think we still have the mechanical guy there. Looks like it. We're still in slow-mo for some reason. There we go, ludicrous speed. This is me catching up with Steve Metz. He ended up having a 8-second gap to me, but that was better than the first day. So, yay. That's it. Leave some comments. Let me know what you want to hear, or what I can do better, or what I did well. Thanks for watching.